Alrighty, welcome back everybody. Time to go to chapter, or act 4, I guess there are acts in this game. Hopefully I don't have to do here and there along the echo in order to get the ending. Because this looks like it's locked away, like you have to beat everything, but maybe you just have to get all the chapters done or something. Or maybe I'll just click through this off camera to get it pleased at some point. Because, like, surely they accounted for the idea that people would actually call the number that is on the back of the guide. In fact, yeah, of course they would. The number's real. The number doesn't have to be real in the video game. The video game is most likely not actually calling the phone number. They just programmed the entire tree into the game, too. I don't think... Now I'm thinking, can a video game call a phone number? That's interesting, isn't it? Anyway, Act 4. I just, we were so much better off before this game started. By we, I once again mean Conway. It's like, Conway, you're getting sucked into this nightmare company. This game is not subtle in its criticism of capitalism. So it's kind of my jam. Like, you literally get, like, you become an indentured servant to a company called Hard Times, which has a strong relationship with a company called Consolidated Power. Like, it's not subtle. There are many things where it's like, I'm not entirely sure what they mean about this part, but not that part. It really feels like Chapter 3 fixated on, here's how much you've lost your past, because he's lost his connections and his job and all the other things, and then it ends with the assurance that he's also lost his future. So we are very much living in the moment at the moment, because everything outside of it is tarnished. Are we reading a manual? Or is your name manual? This is the kind of game where both could be true. He looks like he's looking at me like he's alive. Is this a sentient mammoth bot? Is that where we're going now? Manual 5.4 context backlash. General wear on the gestural gear mounting apparatus 5A1 may result in undesirable play between teeth in the context and the history state machine gears, causing stuttering, slippage, resetting, skipping. That his name is Will. Guess it could be slippage. If left unresolved, gear slop can gradually throw limbs out of alignment, blend motions, and decontextualize gestures. See also sections 1.8 General Troubleshooting and 5.3 Gesture Context. Gesture context. 5.3 Gesture context. All gestures happen in a context. The set of preceding gestures, the overall orientation, and extended variables such as the time of day and interior affect gear angles. That'll do, Book. He throws the manual into the river. My savior. Our friend is here in a bad way. Any insight? Or our friend here is in a bad way. Any insight? I try to stay clear of high voltage these days. I don't at all blame you. Especially down here, on the water. I mean, sure, it's dangerous, but this is where she lives. And what brings you down to Echo tonight? I always end up here eventually. The river's like that. It always has been. We picked you up at the Bureau tonight. Never seen you that far upriver before. I hope that doesn't mean you've been traveling on the Zero. Oh. So he goes up and down the river, but he doesn't go on the Zero. So it must be connected to reality without being connected to the Zero. Honestly, the Zero is the most confusing part of this entire game for me. Like, once we go to, like, fucking hard times, I'm like, alright, I get it. I get what you're going for, game. But the Zero as a concept, despite being the core one, I'm often like, I don't, how am I supposed to think about most of this? Maybe it would help if I lived anywhere similar to the setting of the game, too. Yeah. Have you been there? The Zero? Oh no, not me. This old river rat steers clear of weird highways. I've been traveling this river for more than half my life. More or less alone. I think I've seen it change a bit in all those years, but I can't say for sure. The water has a peculiar way of making a person forgetful. Some nights I remember a place, but it's full of strange new people. And some nights, I meet an old friend on an unfamiliar shore. I wonder which kind of night this is. We're meeting people that know each other now. And there's a cool mammoth, so I'm game. Is that Shannon? Wait, now who are these people? Will and Kate. Wait, who am I? Am I one of these characters right now? I'm this character. The visuals are so like Will must be over there, Kate must be over there. I don't know those people. Maybe I am Shannon. The hair's different though. Doggy. How's that cold river spray treating you? I thought I saw you squinting. It's hard water, you know. Hard on the eyes. It still irritates mine a little. And I'm piloting a tugboat through it 6 nights a week. Don't be too shy to close them in public. Your eyes, I mean. People will just assume you're thoughtful. You need tea. So, bay bullet cap. Definitely. Boiled lichen. Maybe wolf tooth? Just kidding. Caterpillar fungus, licorice, ginger. And dried spring agaricus. I am Shannon, I was right. What are all those for? Eye strain. Bay bullet cap masks the taste of the rest of it. Ginger in particular has an eccentric flavor profile. It's mushroom based. I'm a big believer in the fungal pharmacy. How's the water looking tonight? The echo's dicey tonight, bad luck for you. Expect waves and diversions. Dogwood Drive is by the Silo mail stop, but we may need to spend some time on the indirect route before we hit your stop, okay? And there's other business. Mail to drop off, garbage to pick up, and a few favors to execute, all dotted on the riverbanks from here to there. Hope you enjoyed the trip on our little Mammoth. Take advantage of all the amenities. Fresh air, cozy bunks, hot tea, the video room. There's some pretty interesting tapes down there, actually. Unusual. I mean, weird. Watch out, that VCR doesn't take your hand off, though. It's untrustworthy. What's wrong with the VCR? I could take a look. Oh, please do. I don't know anything about electronics. Maybe try a few different tapes, you'll get the picture. Hey, do me a favor. Go ask Will how the repairs are going, and if he needs anything. We're coming up on the next stop here, just refueling in, picking up a few things. I can grab a bolt or some wire or something, whatever he needs. Well, eyes on the road, haha. Let me pet the dog. Oh, there she goes. Doggy. He actually follows me around. Oh. Reached the extent to which that head turns, apparently. Why is there a mammoth? I have such question. For we on mold and whiskey fed, and... Oh! Wet gears. Wet gears? Probably, who knows? First thing I tried anyway. Down here by this little blue box, I took all the gears out and dried each one by hand, and then I loaded them back in again. That took care of the grinding sound, but the trunk keeps doing that sparking, clanking, weeping thing. To be honest with you, I'm not really qualified for this work. Kate's a friend. You know how it is, don't you? What's your story, Will? A story? Well, I like to listen to them. I like to tell them, but I don't have one of my own. I also don't have a permanent address or a pickup truck or any change of clothes. I wash my laundry in the river, and in that moment I'm truly free. I don't even have shoes. Hey, I should tell you where I left my shoes. Did you know that I'm a classically trained organist? It's true. Look at all these long fingers and pedal gripping toes. It doesn't matter. A minor in French literature earned me a position teaching Artois de Zola at the university. He's the guy that's playing the organ in chapter 2 at the bureau. How did you get to the organ without traveling to 0? I guess the river was right there. That's where it got picked up. That was all foreshadowing. How planned ahead was this game that took 7 years to make? Or more than 7 years to make, because it took 7 years for the episodes to come out, but they worked on it before the first one came out, obviously. I don't know. Well, some shitty governor cut state funding to our department, and I was demoted to mopping floors, running wiring through walls or in dangerous places. I even operated the soundboard at the student theater. I left my shoes there at the university. It was a protest. Walk without shoes for something important or tragic. I ended up by the shore, and soon I was drifting along the echo. I ran for a while above ground then. It doesn't anymore. Or it ran for a while above ground then. It doesn't anymore, but I prefer subterranean waters anyway. Kate brings me along, and I record what I see and hear. I try to help with maintenance. I drop off the mail and pick up the trash on occasion. I take the helm. So we have the 0 and the echo, and now the echo is completely subterranean. Somehow, in one lifetime, which is... Streams can move, but that's unusual. In fact, they tend to reveal themselves more, not less. Anyway, that's all I try to remember anymore. I listen to the river stories, and my own stories get fainter and fainter. Well, I'll just keep drawing gears, I guess. Ezra runs up to Shannon. Whoa, slow down, it's slippery up on the deck. Do you have batteries? Yeah, of course, what's for? Johnny said I could use his tape recorder, but it needs a battery. Oh, fun. Well, Shannon searches her pockets. Here's 4 different kinds. Surely one of these would fit. Thank you. Where's she going? Oh, I'm the Ezra now. I am the Ezra now. You got your battery, small man. Go get you some tape. This kid's just sticking with us. Anything to be found if I explore? We kind of just randomly picked him up one day. Will the kid pet the dog? Why does nobody pet dogs? Surprisingly, we haven't seen his brother in a while. Hello. Kitty. Is that Johnny in the middle? Oh, it's weird in here. Kind of claustrophobic. Can we go upstairs? Not really. Really? You were entranced. You don't remember this? It's okay. We've all seen a lot of concerts. Cyrano opened. His tape machine was broken or something and got really cosmic. Right, at the flower shop. I remember that show. I'm sorry, Claire. Well, do you have a second chance to hear it tonight? That was fast. Got the batteries? Let's see. Perfect, this one'll do. So, you hit this button here to record. Hold it right here so you don't cover the microphone with your hand. I bet you'll find a lot of good sounds just around the tugboat. There's plenty of tapes in there, so don't be stingy with it. Just record anything that catches your ear. It really changes the way you listen. For the better, I mean. How long is the trip? We've just got a ways to go. This boat makes pretty frequent stops. I think Kate said that we're moving pretty slowly tonight, too. Weather. Kate said we could stop at the rum colony. Cyrano's playing. Well, that's ideal. I'm supposed to meet a lady there to look at some old engine parts about 3 hours ago. 3 hours goes fast in the rum colony, ma'am. I bet she's still there. I just hope we don't stop there too long. My concert is soon. I don't want to keep them waiting. Nah, it's river time. Nobody expects you to be punctual. Hey, why don't you give that tape recorder a try? See if that cat over there has anything he wants to say. I often use found sounds in my music. If you find some interesting sounds tonight, you could help me out. Ah, his arm, no! I was right. He's trying to deliver a package, and the process has already cost him an arm and a leg. Kitty. You can just hang out as long as you want. And he's drinking beer. Conway. Stop it. Oh, I'm Conway now, I think. Maybe? Where's my mouse? Conway's fallen on hard times. You know, it's the strangest thing. I can't remember why I came up here. Maybe you should slow down. Nah, I'm good. It's just that thing about, what was it? When you walk through a door? When you go into the kitchen for something, as soon as you pass from one room to another, you forget what you wanted. You have to walk back out just to remember. Like you left a part of your brain behind. Hey, I wonder if I could follow that brain-crumb trail all the way back to the room I was born in. Conway cranes his neck over the railing. You were driving for hours. Get any sleep? You found beer. There's a cooler full down there. They said it just floated by, if you believe it. Got caught on some netting, and they hauled it aboard, a bounty. Anyway, there's a sign by the cooler. Take what you need, leave the rest. Shannon leans over the railing and looks at the river below. There's all kinds of trash down there. Could have fallen off the hull back there. I think that kid was playing on the trash barge earlier. Should I be worried? I'm fine. Sure you are. What's up, huh? You look like there's something you want to ask. Fine, you can ask it. One question. I thought you didn't drink. Well, I didn't. I mean, I did, and then I didn't. And then I did again. That's how it always goes. I drift out, finally wind up back at Lysets with my head between my legs, saying never again. 15 months. This time, I think I hung on because I knew there wouldn't be much long. I think I hung on because I knew there wouldn't be for much longer be any. Just completely stalled on it. The order is like not the way to expect it to play out. I think I hung on because I knew there wouldn't for much longer be anywhere to go back to. She went to live with her sister now, and probably won't remember me for long anyway. People don't just forget people like that. Not when they're important. One time she picked me out of a ditch by the road, blackout drunk at dawn. I came around later that night. She'd taken care of me. I told her I didn't deserve it. She said I didn't have to deserve it. Yeah, she's not gonna just forget about you, dude. So you go to the distillery instead? I've got to repay my debt. Hell, I should be grateful for the opportunity. If you want to die with any dignity, you got to settle up. That's why it's such a damn shame when people go sudden. When people go sudden, like when they die. It's a fucking like mentally manufactured debt. It's a fucking myth. It doesn't exist. Is this also going to be in a circle? Just one that I don't control? Is this what we do? We just float in circles accruing debt until we die. Who's even talking? It might be new guy. I'm sure I talk too much. Everyone on this river does. The problem is that we listen twice as much as that. We're only telling you half the stories we hear. Kate told me I ought to have been a photographer. She said, "You have an uncanny way of having been in the place at the time the thing happened there, and that's the hardest part of taking a photograph anyway." Nice of her to say, but it isn't true. Though I know just about every story on this river. Most of them I've picked up second, third, or fourth hand, and so on, listening, see? Now, I know what you're gonna ask, so I'm gonna answer it. Yes, I'm sure they're all true. I personally believe a story gets more true as it's tossed around from brain to brain, and the whole community brings their insight to bear on the brittle facts of experience. This paragraph is where the water tastes like wine. That's the premise of that game. The idea of stories being passed from person to person, morphing as they go, and somehow at the same time becoming more true. There are a few Echo River stories I witnessed directly. I saw that big owl migration pass through. You might have heard about that. I was there when the old train station flooded. I saw the ghost of Stephen Bishop brew up a batch of white lightning on a raft, or... Anyway, I talked to a few sailors who'd recently crossed paths with him, and I suspect sampled his wares. One night, when I was working on the mucky Mammoth, we picked up a gaggle of passengers headed down to a mail drop by the silo of Late Reflections. I knew a couple of them in passing, a pair of traveling musicians whom I often encountered on the river. The others were strangers to me at the time, a young woman, a small boy, and an old man whose name I didn't catch, on a smelly old dog. We docked at a gas station so the Mammoth could refuel. A group of people with a dog and a gas station. Ezra followed Junebug and Johnny into the gas station. A gas station on the lake. Or the river. I mean, they exist, I guess. Bit of an inefficiency. I guess you already pick up the gas and take it to every station anyway. This one's just got more steps. We cut it close. I usually find this place upriver. Everybody's on the lake tonight. Oh, because it moves around. The gas station moves around? Sure. It's not anchored or anything. Could be anywhere up and down the Echo. You just kind of run into it when you need it. Or hopefully a little bit before you need it. That's a little terrifying, isn't it? Because you need the gas, and the place might just move. I usually stop here once a night, though, to be honest, I'm not sure it's even the same one. It doesn't have a name or anything, and I never really pay attention to who's behind the counter. Really? Weird. How do you not gain familiarity at a place you go every day? I go to any place like once a week and they start fucking learning my name and my order, and then I don't want to go there anymore because they know me and they greet me by name, and I'm like, no, don't do that, don't do that. I feel like a weirdo now. I'll get chicken teriyaki somewhere else. Anyway, it's nice to see you two. Most of my regular passengers must have gotten held up somewhere in their journey tonight. It's that storm, I think. Watching Ezra sprint past. Look at him go. That kid has a lot of energy. It's gotta be past his bedtime or something, right? I don't think he has a bedtime. He's a maverick. Sounds familiar. You don't have any of your own, I mean. No, I guess not. I just realized you two come here so often. We chat about all kinds of stuff, but I never thought to ask about family. Who has the time? Or organs, for that matter. Yeah, sure, you gotta prioritize. So how about that storm upstairs? Did you two get caught up in it? I heard it kinda roamed around uncertain. I'm sure we'll hear about it tomorrow. Flooding, property damage. Probably killed a few tomatoes. It's got the river churning and everybody headed to the lake here, where the water's calmer. I myself don't mind navigating a choppy river, not at all. I've got a good feel for it. Plus, it's better for fungal growth. High water consumes the nutrient-dense mushroom food, jammed by current here and there between the rocks. You have never seen a mushroom grow like a soggy cave moth carcass. Anyway, if I get a day off, Val and I would be out there all day tomorrow to harvest. I mean it. They'll be ready by tomorrow. A mushroom will grow just as fast as you can pump water into it. Here, are you two headed out this way tomorrow? Maybe I could send Val ashore with you for a few hours. She's got a remarkable nose for mushrooms. You wouldn't even need to know what to look for. Put a bag around her neck and she'll just bring them back to you. So Val's the dog. Apparently, she's very on point. Yeah. There's no room on the bike for a dog, Cricket. You can curl up in the sidecar. I'll sit on my legs. So, I should get back aboard. No rush. I just want to brew some tea before we get underway. Headed to the station? Yeah, I thought I'd grab a black coffee for the old man. He's looking a bit waterlogged. Sure. Don't want him falling asleep on you. Nah, he'll be alright. He seems like the type who could hold his liquor. Seems like he has a little experience, I mean. Oh, Conway. Hey, while you're in there, could you remind the gas station attendant this fuel is on my tab? Charged to the mucky Mammoth. The fucking boat is themed after the Mammoth, but the Mammoth, they don't know how to work it. It's just funny. Oh, and Will wanted a scratch ticket. Thanks. I think I'll just watch the lake for a bit, ma'am. Johnny's comfortable as a background character.